Now the On Your Side forecast with Chief Meteorologist Scott Dorval.
The hazy skies continue across the Treasure Valley. We've got a lot of smoke in the air, and so we've got the orange air quality alert as the numbers have been elevated since Friday night when that cold front came through, shifting the winds to the north and west. It caused that smoke to be carried in from Oregon. That's where most all the smoke is in the Treasure Valley from Oregon fires. And we've got another increase in wind coming in tonight, hence the red flag warning. I want to show you this village camera here. Notice how you can't see the mountains this morning. Now the sun is going to move, but as it goes across the sky, you get a little better angle here, but you still notice you can't see the Boise front here, but you'll see as we move through the afternoon, you start to see it right here at the top of the mountains as the air tends to disperse a little bit more in the afternoon. The smoke tends to disperse a bit as the air gets stirred up, and so we still have the higher numbers on the air quality index, mostly in the morning. That's when it's worse, when the smoke is settled into the valley. Now we're going to stir the air up more with some northwesterly winds, but that could still bring smoke from those active fires still burning in eastern Oregon as we move through overnight tonight. So we'll probably be left with smoke around until they can get a handle on these fires. All fire activity is getting a little bit less and less because of the cooler temperatures, but again, as long as there's smoke out there, we may continue to see skies just like this. So the air quality forecast, let's take a look at the numbers here. For today, sitting at a 125, for tomorrow a 120, definitely the orange category here. I was speaking with the air quality officials over the weekend discussing the possibilities of raising this, and they were certainly all on board and saying yes indeed it needs to come up. And so here we are in the orange air quality because of all that smoke. At times, this is an average now over much of the day, many hours. When you take individual hours on Saturday morning, we were way into the red category here as well on instantaneous measurements. The report was still for orange because we averaged out here, but it was real bad Saturday morning. It smelled like a campfire in the Treasure Valley. So we still have all of the fire burns in effect right now as well. Let's look at those temperatures. Cooler. This is helping out firefighters. We're at 90 in Ontario, but only 86 for that high temperature in Boise, 88 in Mountain Home, 70s in the mountains, delightful, but there's still some smoke in those higher elevations. Look how hazy and murky it is in McCall. We've got the smoke around. Temperature has hit 76 degrees, and it is dry everywhere. There's no precipitation in my forecast for pretty much the entire, from the Salmon River southward in Idaho for the entire week. No precipitation is likely, although near the Salmon River, we'll keep a close eye on it later in the week. Here you see from Brundage Mountain looking towards Payette Lake, you really can't see the lake. There's all the smoke in the air, and even in Sun Valley, got that haze and smoke as well, reducing that visibility just a bit, making it hazy. High temperature to hit 82 today. So here are the current readings: 80s in the valley, 70s in the mountains, skies mostly clear. Red flag warning now because of the wind and the dry conditions. The winds are increasing as we speak, so any naturally occurring fires or man-made fires could explode rapidly this evening, so you have to be careful now all throughout southern Idaho because of the windy, dry conditions around. Here's the disturbance going through Montana, but that's the closest one. There's another one here in southwest Canada. We'll continue to slide to the south and to the east. We're left with those breezy conditions, cool to the northeast. The hot, dry weather continues to the west, and it will likely stay here. I think we'll keep this northwesterly flow. We'll get a little warmth, and then it cools down again for the weekend. Take a look at this weekend forecast coming up. Hazy sunshine tomorrow, about 87 in Boise, 87 in Nampa. Same thing in Meridian tomorrow. That hazy looking sky because of the smoke. Winds northwest 10 to 18. We'll get some gusts in the afternoon to 20 to 25, especially Boise eastward. For the rest of this evening in the Treasure Valley, wind gusts 25 to 35 miles an hour, favoring eastern sections and some of the higher elevations, but it will remain dry. Let's take a look at my On Your Side extended forecast, and you'll see here we go up to 93 Thursday, but then drop all the way to 80 for the high temperature on Saturday. So a cooler weekend with another cold front coming through, and look how dry it remains for the rest of the week. Low temperatures dropping back into the 50s. How about a low of 53 on Saturday morning? Pretty amazing. In the mountains, you see those high temperatures coming down over the weekend into the 70s as well on the average when you look at the Boise Mountains or the West Central Mountains. So we've got the smoke to deal with from those Oregon fires, but with these cooler temperatures, despite the wind tonight, firefighters will continue to get a handle on some of these fires.
All right. Thanks, Scott. Donald Trump ups the ante, coming out with an immigration plan. Up next, some other candidates are starting to hear his message. You're watching 6 on Your Side.